Amid growing military ties between Russia and North Korea, an unexpected incident occurred when Russian soldiers criticized North Korea's Type 73 machine guns, calling them a bizarre mess. Despite being supplied through recent military exchanges, the weapons have been plagued by technical and reliability problems. The criticism from Russian soldiers not only reflects the difficulty in using the military equipment, but also exposes deep-rooted problems in defense cooperation between the two countries. This could pose obstacles to efforts to expand the military supply chain and enhance Russia's arsenal through international partners. Russian military's initial assessment. Russian soldiers, especially those fighting on the front lines, have expressed serious doubts about the Type 73 machine gun's ability to perform in real combat situations. One soldier shared that he didn't want to work with the weapon and called it a bizarre mess. Its heavy weight of 10.6 kg and length of 1,190 mm made it difficult to use effectively in battlefield conditions. These factors created a lot of difficulties in operation, making the Russian army feel uncomfortable using the Type 73 in intense combat missions. In addition to complaints about its ease of use, the Type 73 also encountered many serious technical problems that affected its reliability in combat. One of the factors causing dissatisfaction was the weight of the gun. At 10.6 kg, the gun became too heavy and difficult to carry in fierce combat situations. The 1,190 mm length also creates difficulties in using the weapon, especially when soldiers have to operate in tight spaces or move quickly. In addition, the Type 73 uses 7.62 x 54 mm ammunition, a standard ammunition of the Russian army, but the design of the gun's ammunition system is not optimal. The double, single-way magazine system makes loading difficult and reduces performance compared to other modern machine guns. One of the biggest criticisms of the Type 73 is its poor compatibility with modern military equipment used by the Russian army. The gun is designed with the magazine placed on the top, which makes it difficult for soldiers to mount modern aiming devices such as crosshairs, holographic sights, or night vision devices. While it is possible to add a tilting rail to mount these devices, this would change the balance of the gun, making it difficult to fire accurately, especially in tense combat situations. The appearance of the Type 73 in the Russian army's arsenal may be a sign of a shortage of modern infantry weapons. Although it can use standard Russian metal ammunition belts, the overall design of the Type 73 still creates many problems for soldiers who are used to modern weapons such as the PKM. Using a weapon that is difficult to use and incompatible with modern equipment adds to the pressure on Russian soldiers, making it difficult to deploy this weapon effectively in combat. Military experts also find it puzzling that North Korea decided to send the Type 73 instead of the Type 82, an exact copy of the Russian PKM. The Type 82 features a simpler design, making it a more suitable option for the Russian army, which is already accustomed to the PKM. In contrast, the decision to choose the Type 73, an older and more complex design over a more user-friendly and effective weapon, like the Type 82, has only added complications. This choice has made training more difficult and created significant challenges in getting soldiers accustomed to and effectively using the weapon. Technical analysis of Type 73. The technical analysis of the Type 73 further highlights why the decision is perplexing. The Type 73 machine gun exhibits several significant design compromises and operational limitations that undermine its combat performance. Its complex structure, which blends elements from various firearm designs, results in a unique yet problematic configuration. These design quirks make the weapon difficult to use in the field, raising questions about its practicality when compared to more streamlined and reliable alternatives like the Type 82. One of the major design flaws of the Type 73 is its dual feed system, which, although innovative, introduces multiple operational challenges. The ability to switch between box magazines and belt feeds provides tactical flexibility, but it also makes the weapon highly vulnerable to environmental damage. Studies of the weapon's performance in combat conditions reveal a 15% failure rate in desert environments, nearly double the failure rate of comparable weapons. This makes the Type 73 less reliable under harsh conditions, undermining its effectiveness when deployed in regions prone to dust and debris. In terms of technical specifications, the Type 73 weighs 10.6 kilograms and has a rate of fire between 600 and 700 rounds per minute. It also features a quick-change barrel system with the capability to launch rifle grenades. While this adds versatility, it further complicates the weapon's operation and maintenance, making it harder to deploy in the field effectively. Despite its ability to use standard 7.62 x 54 mm ammunition, the weapon's specialized feeding system presents additional difficulties. It requires specific 30-round magazines, meaning it cannot share ammunition with regular infantry rifles, creating logistical challenges for units that rely on it. When compared to the Soviet PKM, which uses the same ammunition type, the Type 73 falls short in several key areas. While both weapons are similar in their effective range of 800 to 1,000 meters, the Type 73 is heavier, weighing around 2 kilograms more than the standard PKM. This increased weight, coupled with a 15% failure rate compared to the PKM's 8%, makes the Type 73 less reliable. Additionally, the Type 73's complex feed system limits its operational flexibility and adds to its maintenance needs, which can further impair its combat effectiveness. One of the most significant issues with the Type 73 is its failure to perform well in dusty or debris-laden environments. Reports from combat zones consistently mention frequent jamming, particularly in regions with harsh conditions, which severely hampers the weapon's reliability. While using PKM-style ammunition belts could help standardize supply lines, the complexity of Type 73's feeding system negates the benefits of this compatibility. Finally, the addition of rifle grenade capability, while enhancing the weapon's versatility, further complicates its operation. This added feature makes an already intricate and hard-to-maintain weapon even more difficult to use effectively, limiting its overall combat potential. Military experts acknowledge that while the Type 73 offers certain tactical advantages, its reliability issues and the complexity of its design ultimately hinder its effectiveness in the field. Operational challenges. Russian forces using North Korean Type 73 machine guns face several significant challenges, with maintenance, parts availability, and training needs emerging as the most critical issues. These problems not only complicate the weapon's usage but also exacerbate its inherent technical limitations, making it a less effective tool on the battlefield. One of the major difficulties Russian forces encounter is the complex maintenance required for the Type 73. The machine gun's dual feed mechanism necessitates constant attention, and field reports indicate a 15% failure rate in desert conditions, highlighting its vulnerability to harsh environments. North Korea's policy of not providing printed manuals compounds the issue, forcing armorers to memorize maintenance procedures or create their documentation. The biggest problems stem from the weapon's tendency to allow dirt and dust to infiltrate too easily, frequent jams when exposed to moisture, and its poor durability during prolonged firefights. These maintenance issues increase the overall operational burden on Russian forces, making the Type 73 far less reliable than other alternatives. In addition to the maintenance difficulties, spare parts availability poses another major challenge for Russian forces. With Russia's strained logistics system, acquiring the necessary spare parts for the Type 73 is an uphill battle. The Russian military's logistics are managed by 10 material technical support brigades supporting 11 combined armies, 1 tank army, and 4 army corps, but this system is ill-equipped to handle the unique needs of the Type 73. The machine gun's special 30-round magazines, which are incompatible with standard Alaska 47s, create further supply headaches. Russian mobile repair teams, which attempt to fix equipment near the front lines, often struggle because of the lack of specific Type 73 parts, hampering their ability to keep the weapon operational in the heat of battle. The training requirements for the Type 73 are equally demanding. The weapon's complexity necessitates more than just basic weapons training for Russian troops. Military documentation requires that soldiers qualify with live fire every year and undergo training every 6 months to maintain their qualifications. Additionally, specialized training is required for armorers to perform maintenance and for soldiers to effectively use the machine gun's dual feed system. The extensive training requirements, with schedules stipulating that soldiers must undergo refresher training between 120 and 240 days after their last qualification, place considerable pressure on Russia's already stretched military resources. The lack of standard documentation further complicates the training process, making it one of the most serious obstacles to technological improvements and efficient military operations. This inconsistency across Russian forces only adds to the overall difficulty of managing and maintaining the Type 73. While the Type 73 was intended to bolster Russia's military capabilities, its maintenance challenges, part shortages, and extensive training requirements have turned it into a problematic and inefficient weapon for the Russian forces. These difficulties significantly reduce its effectiveness and highlight the logistical and organizational hurdles that must be addressed for successful integration into Russia's armed forces. Impact on combat effectiveness. These issues are particularly evident in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, where Russian forces are struggling to use the Type 73 effectively. The weapon's technical limitations, combined with the lack of adequate parts and training, are leading to performance failures that hinder the operational success of Russian units on the front lines. The difficulties faced by Russian troops in adapting to the Type 73 have raised serious concerns about the overall effectiveness of military equipment deals between Russia and North Korea, underscoring the broader implications for the Russian military's ability to rely on external suppliers for critical combat gear. Field reports from the conflict show that the North Korean artillery rounds supplied to Russian forces are not performing well. Much of the ammunition is decades old and has a high failure rate, with rounds often failing to detonate upon impact. The Type 73 itself is also plagued by several performance-related issues. The weapon has a rate of fire between 600 and 700 rounds per minute, but its weight of 10.6 kilograms significantly affects troop mobility, making it cumbersome to carry and deploy effectively. The Type 73 uses 7.62x54 mm cartridges, which are compatible with other Russian weapons, but the overall reliability of the weapon is severely limited by its operational range and frequent malfunctions. In particular, reliability reports highlight that the weapon fails about 15% of the time in desert conditions, almost twice the failure rate of the Soviet PKM models. These problems are exacerbated in Ukraine's tough environment, where mud and moisture lead to even more frequent breakdowns, particularly during extended firefights. Russian troops have reported that the Type 73 does not hold up well in prolonged combat, with the weapon's performance deteriorating significantly during long firefights. The dual feed system, which is supposed to offer tactical flexibility, often jams more frequently under real combat conditions. This makes the Type 73 less reliable and effective, especially during intense engagements or in bad weather. The unique features of the Type 73 also create difficulties for Russian soldiers adapting to the weapon. The top-mounted magazine design prevents troops from adding modern sights like collimator, holographic, or night vision equipment. This limitation makes the weapon especially ineffective at night or in low-light conditions, further hindering its performance on the battlefield. The situation is even more complicated by the strained communication between Russian and North Korean forces, which makes the deployment and coordination of these weapons even harder. North Korean troops, unfamiliar with the terrain and ill-prepared for the challenges of modern warfare, are struggling to adapt. They are ill-equipped to handle drone attacks, which have become a significant threat in the conflict, and their lack of experience with trench warfare and communication issues with Russian forces have further hampered their ability to contribute effectively to combat operations. Intelligence reports indicate that North Korean special forces working alongside Russian units have suffered heavy losses due to these challenges. To make matters worse, supply chain problems with ammunition and spare parts have further exacerbated the situation. North Korea has sent substantial supplies to Russia, but experts warn that this influx of equipment may have weakened North Korea's defenses, potentially leaving them vulnerable. The difficulty of maintaining consistent supplies of ammunition and spare parts, particularly for the Type 73, adds additional stress to Russia's already strained logistics system. In conclusion, the challenges posed by the Type 73 machine guns and the broader issues of Russian-North Korean military cooperation are significantly impacting Russia's operations in Ukraine. The weapon's technical limitations, coupled with supply chain problems and coordination difficulties, have made it a less effective tool in the hands of Russian forces, raising concerns about the viability of future military exchanges between the two nations. Supply chain investigation. Recent investigations into the supply chain of North Korea's Type 73 machine guns have uncovered a complex network linking North Korea, Iran, and Russia. Intelligence reports reveal the movement of at least 16,500 containers of munitions and related materials from North Korea to Russia since September 2023, highlighting a significant and ongoing arms trade between these nations. The production quality of the Type 73 has become a key concern in the supply chain. North Korea's First Machine Industry Bureau is responsible for overseeing the production of these machine guns in specialized facilities. However, quality control has emerged as a major issue, as analysis of captured weapons has shown inconsistent standards. Military experts have noted that many of the artillery rounds supplied by North Korea to Russia have proven defective, with high dud rates and poor targeting accuracy, making them unreliable in combat situations. Iran plays a critical role as a middleman in the Type 73 supply chain, a connection that dates back to the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s. During that time, Tehran acquired large quantities of these weapons from North Korea. Evidence of Iran's involvement in the distribution network includes documented transfers to Iranian-backed militias in Iraq and Syria, the presence of Iranian-modified Type 73 variants in Yemen, and seizures of Iranian-supplied weapons by international naval forces. Iran has also improved upon the original design and produced copies of the Type 73. Intelligence reports suggest that Iran has deployed the weapon in reserve roles, particularly within its paramilitary Basij forces, reinforcing the strategic importance of this weapon to Tehran. The delivery methods for the Type 73 machine guns have been sophisticated and difficult to track. North Korea has created an intricate system to move weapons, using networks of shell companies, falsified shipping manifests, and disguised transport routes. New investigations have uncovered specific hiding techniques, including concealing weapons within legitimate cargo and secure vessel compartments. International monitoring organizations have documented several cases where weapons were moved through countries with weak customs enforcement, further complicating efforts to intercept these transfers. However, Russia's recent blocking of United Nations oversight mechanisms has made monitoring even more challenging. These mechanisms were originally designed to enforce sanctions on North Korea's missile and nuclear programs, but their removal has created new opportunities for unrestricted arms transfers between Russia and North Korea. The investigation into the Type 73 supply chain reveals that North Korea is strategically focusing on providing economical, versatile weaponry to countries with limited budgets. This approach has proven effective as Russia continues to rely on North Korean arms to sustain its military capabilities under the weight of international sanctions. The flow of arms to Russia, via both Iran and direct shipments, underscores the broader geopolitical dynamics at play, with North Korea positioning itself as a key supplier of weapons for nations in need of cost-effective military solutions. Russian military equipment standards. A closer examination of Russia's approach to military modernization shows the tension between maintaining high standards and meeting the immediate operational demands on the ground, particularly as they incorporate foreign arms, like North Korean weapons, into their arsenal. Despite Russia's historically rigorous standards for military equipment, including detailed quality control systems and strict testing protocols, the need for immediate supplies and the pressures of ongoing conflicts have led to more flexibility when it comes to foreign-supplied weapons. This adaptation underscores the challenges Russia faces as it seeks to balance ideal standards with the practical realities of its current military needs, influenced by its geopolitical and economic circumstances. Russian defense companies are required to adhere to the rigorous standards outlined in GOST-R V0-015002, which serve as the foundation for quality management systems in military equipment production. These standards emphasize a detailed approach to ensuring equipment reliability, with specific requirements including certified development and technical documentation, manufacturing accuracy inspections, quality control department oversight, reliability evaluations, and technical supervision standards. The quality control system places significant focus on pilot and batch production, ensuring technology and control are maintained throughout the production process. However, economic pressures in recent years have led some sectors of the defense industry to prioritize quantity over quality, especially when it comes to meeting immediate demands. Despite these challenges, Russia's military equipment upgrades focus on improving existing systems rather than developing entirely new capability. For example, the Russian ground forces have been enhancing older models like the T-72B3 main battle tank with new technologies. Similarly, the military has made notable progress in artillery and missile systems, replacing outdated systems with modern ones like the Iskander-M. These efforts demonstrate Russia's commitment to keeping its military competitive, even as they now rely on North Korean weaponry like the Type 73 machine gun. The Russian military's New Look program, launched in 2008, set ambitious targets for modernization. However, these goals are encountering several obstacles. Economic constraints have put pressure on the planned $600 billion rearmament program, and production capacity remains limited, with only 16% of military equipment meeting current standards. There are also technical limitations, particularly in electronics and armored vehicles, where Russia still faces significant weaknesses. Despite these challenges, Russia's strategy is focused on achieving self-reliance in military production. However, recent alliances with North Korea suggest a pragmatic shift in this approach, especially as Russia faces difficulties in producing certain types of equipment, particularly in electronics and air defense systems, where their domestic industry struggles. Recent developments indicate that Russian military equipment standards are evolving to better meet the immediate needs of the battlefield. The decision to incorporate North Korean weapons, including the Type 73 machine gun, marks a departure from Russia's usual adherence to high-quality standards. This shift reflects a prioritization of practical combat needs over long-term quality control, despite Russia's established system, which typically demands rigorous testing and thorough quality assessments. As a result, the Russian defense industry has adjusted its approach, balancing traditional quality standards for domestically produced equipment with a more flexible attitude toward foreign-supplied weapons that may not meet their usual requirements. This adaptation signals a broader shift in how Russia procures military equipment, finding a middle ground between ideal standards and the immediate demands of the battlefield. Alternative solutions available. In addition, Russia is actively seeking alternatives to North Korean weapons. This is being done through its production efforts and by forming partnerships with other countries. Despite the challenges posed by recent global supply chain issues, Russia's military-industrial complex has remained resilient. By leveraging its strong manufacturing capabilities, Russia continues producing high-quality weapons and securing vital supplies through strategic international collaborations. This approach helps ensure a steady flow of military equipment and allows Russia to adapt to changing circumstances on the battlefield. Russia's small arms production is primarily concentrated in key manufacturing hubs across the country, with Izmash being the largest producer. The main production facilities are located in Izhovsk, Udmurtia region, Tula region, Kovrov, Vladimir region, and Vyatsky Polyany, Kirov region. These factories are capable of producing a variety of weapons, including the modernized PKM machine gun, which is more reliable than the North Korean Type 73. Even under the pressure of international sanctions, Russian factories have demonstrated resilience, with their monthly production of missiles and ammunition now surpassing the total output for the entirety of 2022. To further support its military needs, Russia has turned to other foreign suppliers, with China becoming a primary source of high-priority, export-controlled products. In 2023, China supplied approximately 90% of these critical components, and its trade with Russia has increased by over 60% since the onset of the conflict in February 2022. In addition to China, Russia continues to receive supplies from countries such as Turkey, 4.3% of high-priority imports, Malaysia, 2.7%, and Armenia, 1.2%. Iran has also bolstered military cooperation by establishing a manufacturing facility in Tatarstan that aims to produce up to 6,000 drones by 2025. In terms of modern replacements for the Type 73, Russia has a variety of domestically produced options that align better with its military standards. These include general-purpose machine guns, squad automatic weapons, selective fire rifles, and special-purpose weapons. The PKM and its variants remain the preferred choice for Russian forces due to their reliability and compatibility with existing equipment. These weapons outperform the Type 73 in several key areas, including accuracy and reliable operation at extended ranges. Despite the challenges posed by Western sanctions, Russia has significantly ramped up its production of critical military equipment. For example, artillery ammunition production has increased by 17.5 times, tank production by 5.6 times, and drone production by 16.5 times, compared to pre-war levels. This surge in domestic production has allowed Russia to maintain and even expand its military capabilities, aided by the strategic collaborations it has forged with countries like China and Iran. Overall, Russia's military-industrial complex has proven to be adaptable, improving domestic production while strengthening strategic partnerships with foreign suppliers. Through these efforts, Russia has managed to maintain a steady flow of essential military components, ensuring that its forces remain equipped and capable in the face of ongoing challenges. Future implications. The evolving partnership with North Korea is a key aspect of this strategy, marking a significant shift in global military alliances. This relationship, which extends beyond simple exchanges of military equipment, has brought North Korea considerable financial benefits, amounting to around USD 5.50 billion. The growing military cooperation between Russia and North Korea has transformed their partnership into a comprehensive strategic alliance with broad implications for both countries and the global geopolitical landscape. Their partnership now encompasses various aspects of military and technological cooperation. Key elements include bilateral weapons development programs, technical assistance for missile systems, exchanges of satellite technology, and cooperation on submarine-based ballistic missiles. Additionally, joint military training initiatives have strengthened their collaboration. Kim Jong-un's leadership has played a crucial role in revitalizing North Korea's military industry through these exchanges, providing significant economic benefits. North Korea now earns up to USD 572.00 million annually from troop deployments, which has given a major boost to its military-industrial complex. In response to evolving threats, Russia's military procurement strategy has adapted dramatically. To meet both immediate and long-term needs, Russia's defense industry has shown remarkable flexibility. Despite the constraints imposed by Western sanctions, monthly production of critical military equipment has surpassed pre-war levels, highlighting Russia's successful efforts to build new supply chains. The revised procurement strategy focuses on three key goals: diversification of supply sources, enhancing domestic production capabilities, and strengthening strategic collaborations with alternative suppliers. For North Korea, the partnership with Russia offers a unique opportunity to test newer weapon systems, such as the N-23 and N-24 ballistic missiles, in real combat conditions. This marks the first time in decades that North Korea has had the chance to evaluate how its weapons perform against Western air defense systems, providing valuable insights into modern warfare. However, the integration of North Korean weapons into Russian forces presents significant standardization challenges. Russia's defense modernization goals, including the target of modernizing 70% of its military equipment, are now complicated by the need to incorporate weapons that do not meet their usual quality standards. The differences in manufacturing and quality control standards, varying ammunition types, new training requirements, and changes to logistics systems all add complexity to the process. Despite these hurdles, the strategic cooperation between Russia and North Korea continues to strengthen, with both countries actively working together to test and refine their weapons systems in the field. North Korean technical teams travel with their weapons, assessing performance and gathering operational data. This close collaboration provides both nations with valuable insights into the evolving demands of modern warfare. Some analysts, particularly from South Korea, question the sustainability of this partnership, given that Russia accounts for less than 2% of North Korea's international trade outside of arms deals, while China remains North Korea's dominant trading partner, with over 90% of trade. However, the military cooperation between Russia and North Korea is expanding, with North Korea even increasing its missile manufacturing capabilities to produce more N-23 missiles specifically for Russian use. Thank you for watching this video. If you found the content helpful, please remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest news and analyses. Your support is the motivation for us to continue providing quality content. See you in the next video.